Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen life trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized. No censorship or hard cap supply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
This video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. At Vacation Genie, we believe digital currencies are meant to do more than just sit in your wallet. They're meant to take you places. We want to help you step into the future of cryptocurrency spending, as travel is one of the top categories for spending your crypto. It provides you with the best ROI, lasting memories. Make sure to check out Vacation Genie today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper. Today, on a lovely Wednesday, we are officially midweek. Drama with Bitcoin dipping, and I kind of made like a humorous post yesterday, which I'm going to get into. I'll show it to you guys when we go over the market recap. But we have a lot of things to discuss today. Not too much, but good headlines, juicy ones. We have a lot of outflows with Bitcoin and crypto ETFs, an Ethereum treasury company picking up some more. SoFi actually going to become the first bank in the US to integrate Bitcoin Lightning network. And I think that's very, very interesting. The Federal Reserve added someone to their team that maybe is bullish on crypto. We also have a new crypto advisory group that was launched yesterday or announced yesterday at the Wyoming conference, where they had a lot of people from regulation, legislation side talking about Bitcoin and crypto, especially because Wyoming is the first U.S. state to issue a stable coin. And then the SEC chair Paul Atkins was there too, making a few statements, which we'll dive into. We also have the Donnie T family mining Dogecoin. I know this sounds crazy, but we're going to dive into that too. We have Avalanche news, Robinhood news, and maybe Gemini hinting at something, which remind me to include that at the end of the show because I just saw it just now. And then we, of course, have your coins to watch. So if you guys are ready for the Zest, the news, the education, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share it out, friends, so more people know what's going on here. We have a goal of 150 likes, 150 live viewers, and a subscriber goal of 23,030 subscribers for more. Let's go. If we hit 150 likes today, we're going to give away some Bitcoin. I want to give $23 of Bitcoin away. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's what I feel like is fit right now. And I try to, you know, always have some Bitcoin to give away for you guys. So please, $23 of Bitcoin up in the air. So let's smash the like, subscribe. We also have a members only after show today, guys. If you guys are a member of the YouTube channel, all you got to do is go to Discord, connect your YouTube account, so that way it reads that you are a member of this channel, and then you can get into the members only after show. So once this ends, you'll be able to hang out with us there. And I'm always excited because we have some beautiful people here, and I'm going to say good morning to you guys, but say good morning to me too, and check out our 3 amazing sponsors of the show, including Cake Wallet, Market, Cipher. Use code ZESTY for 15% off. And then go to Vacation Genie, book your cruise with crypto. I'm gonna make a post for them tonight. I feel a need to talk about Vacation Genie on the X.com. But I actually love Vacation Genie, guys. Like, the team is so great, and I know a lot of you guys have actually met them at Bitcoin conference. All right, let's get it. I'm so excited. Who do we have in the chat? We got Silver Days, we got Jesse, Mike Volmer, Keen Bean, chatting it up today. Hello, Trevor. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. Mama Shadow, Sun Backup, John White. Hello, Rob C. We got Squeaks. Oh, hello, Squeaks. Nice to see you as always. Thank you to Black Hat. We got M2 in the chat. Bobby F. Auto, cough, cough. Good morning to you. Joe Harvey. We got Oh, M2 goes pullback with the little. Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case. I think this is a great local bottom, but I still would stick to the best bearish case scenario is 106, and I'll show y'all in a minute. Elric, good morning. We got Silver back. Good morning, Doge Bull. Good morning. Memes and Justice for All of Us is on X. I really like that name. I like the justice part, right, Trevor? Right, Fitz. Good morning. We got Mike Mazzone on X. Nice to see you. Welcome. USA 4547. Good morning. In the Moment is here. Curtis, good morning. That's Curtis Neal. Where's Curtis Hill? You got to call your other friend, your other Curtis friend. All right, guys, let's get after it. I see Casper is also on Rumble. Danny from the blockchain is here. All right. Oh, gosh, it's Gio. All right, guys, we're going to get into the show today. I think Gio might be going live after us. Gio, confirm, please. Are you going live after us? And did you set up your stream yet as a responsible streamer to give people a heads up? Did you do that? Please let me know in the comments. Let's get after it, guys. We're going to go over our market recap. And, of course, I'm always excited to chat with you guys. So always throw your opinions in the chat because I really do love seeing your opinion on the market. As we do have a lot of red here today. OKB, one of the gainers here, up 6%. OKX is killing it. Over here, we do have Bitcoin around this 112 mark. And your bearish scenario is 11.9, but let's just say 12K even. $112,844 is where we're at right now. We're barely in the red, too. We're only down 0.02%. Yesterday and the day before, closing in the red as well after we have lost our grip on 117.5. Again, the greatest, bearish case scenario, in my opinion, is 106.2, 106.3. I think, or you know what? Let's even say 106.1. 106.1 is your best bearish case scenario. I think that's the ultimate spot based on your previous all-time highs and the wicks and the closures. We're going to be, I would say 106.1 is your best bearish case scenario. Hold support there and then move back up to that 120 golden zone. Over here, we do have a red dot printed on market Cipher that played out quite well. Obviously not in the direction we want, but we are seeing the lowest momentum since the beginning of the month, which again isn't that long ago. I feel like everyone gets very twisted about crypto. They're like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's dying. Why is Bitcoin dying? But Bitcoin's fine. Bitcoin is super healthy right now, which I actually discussed on Spaces last night. Money flow remains okay. We also have the RSI, which is almost oversold. And what do we say when we're almost near oversold? Send it. Send it to oversold. Test everyone. Wipe everyone out because Bitcoin Ether ETFs had a bunch of outflows yesterday. People are all over their feelings right now. And relating to the ETFs, we can actually dive into this really quick. Bitcoin fund outflows surged more than 300% and Ether losses doubling, both ranking as the second largest outflows this month. Now, the Bitcoin ETFs saw $523 million in outflows, and the ETH ETFs also recorded major losses with outflows doubling from $200 million on Monday to $422 million. Now, don't let these headlines scare you either, because last week it was the exact polar opposite, where Bitcoin was hitting highs, ETH was almost hitting its highs as well, and people were like, oh my gosh, Ethereum ETFs, record inflows, this is crazy. And then this week, because we're down a few percent, oh my gosh, record outflows. Oh my gosh, the world is ending. There's so many liquidations. Calm down, guys. Keep calm on along. Bitcoin's in price discovery mode, for crying out loud. Bitcoin hitting these highs. Let's look at the recent highs, right? Tapping, what is this? What was this? This was 99K, pulling back, going to 107, right? Or 109. Wick high, pulling all the way back, was so healthy in retesting that 200-day SMA. Now again, resurging to this high around 112. Let me make sure you guys can see it. 112. Then pulling back to that 101. Super healthy. Moving up to the 123. Pulling back to 112. Very healthy. Again, revisiting those highs, and also making a slightly higher high, which is our new all-time high of $124,533. And then again, pulling back to 112, previous highs. That is healthy. I don't care what anybody says. This is so healthy. You don't want to go straight up without paying consequences, because then you're going to get in trouble in the long term. It's always good to make a stride, chill out, and then keep going. And that's like almost a life lesson in a way. It's a life lesson. I would say the chart teaches us life lessons. But I'm very bullish on Bitcoin either way. Hello, Nick. Hello, Craig. Hello, everybody on YouTube and X and Rumble and Facebook and Kick and Twitch and wherever you watch this show. It is very nice to have you today. Thank you for being here. We're going to get into your breaking news headlines as ETH treasury companies are stepping up their game. Let's do it. SharpLink, one of the most popular and really one of the few, because there's only like a handful of companies right now that have ETH treasuries. Their holdings did top $3.1 billion, and they just keep buying. And then you also got Bitmine, which is a Bitcoin mining company that Tom Lee's a part of that has an ETH treasury. I just love the irony of all these things. Oh my gosh, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, you can't like Ethereum, and then Tom Lee just like burns everybody. I think that's great. Back to SharpLink though. This is wild. And imagine how much like the appreciation factor with ETH. Like, I just think this is like a great, crazy, great move. Very smart. Again, I don't advise this like for you to go buy ETH. That's not what I'm saying. But I definitely think that this is a great move. Just giving my humble little opinion. Now, SharpLink Gaming, a NASDAQ-listed ETH treasury firm led by ETH co-founder Joe Lubin, said they bought 143,593 ETH through the last week, bringing their total holdings above $3 billion. I love this for Ethereum. I think ETH deserves some love, even though it's not proof of work anymore. To finance the purchases, SharpLink raised $537 million in net proceeds during the week ended August 15th, and the company secured $390 million through a registered direct offering that closed on August 11th, and an additional $146.5 million via its at-the-market issuance program. Now, they reported an average ETH purchase of $4,648 for the last week acquisitions, 8% higher than the asset's current price after the market slid over the past few days. And as of Sunday, SharpLink held 740,760 ETH, worth $3.18 billion at quote-unquote current prices, because obviously there's been some volatility here the past few days, but I think that's great. And also showing that they're not scared, that even though ETH is pumping, they're not saying, oh, we're buying the top. Like, they just keep buying, which is what the sentiment seems to be among other treasury companies as well. Like Metaplanet is a good example with Bitcoin, that even though Bitcoin was hitting high after high, Metaplanet was still buy. And I think it's a good example to follow. I still think we're very early. And I think people also get a little angry when I say that we're still early. But we are still early. Like, less than 10% of the world knows about Bitcoin. And then like you have the Bitcoin people, and then the ETH people, and then the alt, and then the gaming, and then like the trenches. And so I think the group is very small and pretty niche right now, but we're hitting the mainstream very quick. And a lot of the mainstream things that are happening are really behind closed doors with institutions and governments. I was even discussing this last night as well. There are probably central banks that are buying right now, but are they going to tell you? No. Apple, for example, if they go and buy, are they going to hit you up on X and say, hello to the world, tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern, we're going to buy 1,000 Bitcoin? No, they're going to tell you after, hey guys, it's Apple here. We bought 1,000 Bitcoin. That's what's going to happen. So imagine how many people are going to try to front run you. It's just something to think about. Who is really buying ahead of you that you don't know about yet? And then other people that are waiting, oh, Apple hasn't bought. Oh, this company doesn't use crypto. So you're going to wait for them to give you approval? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I need to catch up with this chat. So 30K Bitcoin. I can't. SoFi, though, is going to become the first U.S. bank to integrate Bitcoin Lightning. This is a very interesting headline as well. SoFi has always been very pro-crypto, though. Sorry, guys. Digital bank SoFi Tech is set to become the first U.S. bank to leverage Bitcoin network and universal money address, UMA, allowing Americans, Mexicans, and others to send money through Lightning Network. They partnered with Lightspark, which is a Bitcoin payment infrastructure company, to launch its blockchain-powered international money transfer service, which will go live later this year, starting in Mexico. So, according to their CEO, Anthony Noto, on X, for so many SoFi members who regularly send money to loved ones internationally, the ability to quickly transfer money at low cost isn't just a convenience, it's a meaningful improvement to their everyday financial lives. And users will be able to send money internationally directly from the SoFi app as it completes its crowded global remittance market, which was valued at $740.5 billion last year. I think this is actually a very good idea for them. Mexico, I think, is a great place to start. There's a lot of people that are doing international money transfers there. I think obviously everywhere throughout the world, but a lot in Mexico as well. So that's very powerful. Sorry, guys, there was a fly. But I think it's very powerful. Even though, again, you could always go back. Yes, the fundamentals is being your own bank and sending money peer-to-peer. But again, when you're sending fiat and even just crypto back and forth, you got to have options. You got to have options, especially safer options. I think a lot of the time, and I even gave a few examples of someone that was sending money internationally, family to family, but based on where they lived, the third party said, you know what, we're not giving you your money because you don't live in a quote unquote safe area. Like, that's discrimination. We don't need discrimination in this world anymore. I really thought we were past that up until the last 5 years. At the end of the day, though, I do give Lightspark a lot of credit. Lightning Network is the go-to payment rail for Bitcoin, again, being that it just takes super long to send a Bitcoin transaction. And we've seen it on this show that it's not, sometimes when you put the transaction in, it's not in the first block that really is the next one. You got to wait till the next block, which means at least 20 minutes to get your transaction approved. And I think that's just too long. So for money transfer, as a store of value, I love Bitcoin. Even as a good currency, it's there. But if you're in a time crunch, if you're doing like a giveaway on a live stream, if you're sending like, you know, a payment to Dunkin' Donuts because you're right there buying a coffee, you're not going to want to wait an hour potentially for that transaction to go through. So Lightning Network is the way. I am a fan of Lightning Network, but we also have other things that are layer ones that don't necessarily need Lightning, even though they created Lightning. Ooh. But yeah, love this. Good for them. And I just always root for the peer-to-peer transactions, though. Always go back to being your own bank. Their system is highly fundamentally flawed. Crypto is not. I agree. It's not. Crypto fundamentally has really transformed the way people even think. And there was an anniversary today, 17 years ago today, Satoshi emailed Adam back and even wrote the first lines of the white paper. And fundamentally, again, to go look at the Bitcoin white paper, it's about peer-to-peer transfers, no censorship, no intermediaries, no one to tell you no and prevent you from spreading your money around the world. And what's money? Value and information. We should be able to willingly receive and send it. Hold on, guys. I think someone's at my door. Hold on. False alarm. I'm expecting maintenance. That's why I was like, oh, someone's at my door. Okay. Also, we're going to go also move on to the Federal Reserve. We're not going to talk about Jerome Powell right now because he just makes everyone upset. We're going to talk about their new supervision chief at the Federal Reserve that is maybe pro-crypto. Let's get to know her. I have a feeling she might make some memorable moves. We'll see. This is who we're chatting about. We had the Federal Reserve's newest vice chair who supervises Wall Street banking, Michelle Bowman, making a crypto speech on Tuesday that could have been uttered by one of the industry's own policy wonks, advocating that banks get behind the digital asset surge and that the Fed give the sector rules that won't get in crypto's way. This was at the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium, which again was the big conference that happened yesterday. Bowman warned banks that don't embrace the shift toward crypto will play a diminished role in the financial system more broadly, and further underlined that it's already been stated the obvious change in crypto sentiment from U.S. banking regulators. She says, your industry has already experienced significant frictions with bank regulators applying unclear standards, conflicting guidance, and inconsistent regulatory interpretations. We need a clear strategic regulatory framework that will facilitate the adoption of new tech, recognizing that in some cases, it may be inadequate and inappropriate to apply existing regulatory guidance to address emerging tech. Oh my word. That this woman has common sense? That's crazy. That's crazy. This is like, in a relationship, like someone does you dirty, right? Like, let's say, someone doesn't treat you right. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they're not treating you right. They're not nice to you. And then you break up with them and you say, you know what? I'm done with the BS. And then they come back to you and they're like, hey, you know what? Actually, we messed up. Like, I messed up. I didn't treat you right. Sorry. And then by that time, you're like, okay, what are you going to do about it? This is the same thing. The Fed coming out now, oh, you know what? We did mess up. Even though she's new to the situation, she's like, listen, the Fed, us as a whole, we messed up. We did not treat you right. But we're going to treat you right now. And then let's see if, just like in the relationship, they come back, they say something, are they really going to follow through? This is the same thing. The Fed coming out, we had some problems. We weren't really nice to you. We didn't treat you right. I'm going to fix it. All right, let's see the work. I'm ready for that. And so I also think the last line was the best line, which was, it may be inadequate. Hold on, let me re-highlight here. It may be inadequate and inappropriate to apply existing regulatory guidance to address emerging tech. What do we chat about on the show all the time? It's impossible to put Bitcoin and crypto in one box. Commodity, currency, property, a means of communication. It's literally all of those. Sovereignty, a tool for sovereignty, a tool for free speech, everything. How are you going to say it's one thing or the other? An NFT. Okay, maybe it could be an NFT that's a coupon. It could be an NFT that represents or an RWA that represents a stock or a money market fund, whatever that may be. Oh, an NFT could also represent a real estate deed. It could represent a diploma. How are you going to say it's a commodity or security? There's just no way. There's no way. There's too much utility. There's too many use cases. And I think exactly that line was correct. There's no box you could truly put crypto in. And I think the government needs to have real industry leaders, people that live and breathe this daily, developers, all come together and say, how do we assess this technology? And how do we integrate it into our daily lives? Because it's efficient, it's better. Why do we have a high school diploma on a piece of paper that you could easily just fake out? And then you go ahead and you're like, oh yeah, I graduated high school, but there's no finite proof of that. Like a wedding, a marriage certificate, that should be on blockchain. All of that should be on blockchain. I know people are starting to realize it. I know that in a few years, it's probably going to come to light. But again, I really do hope by that time that this gov really steps up and says, you know what? This is our plan for crypto. And it's beneficial for everyone, not just the rich or the banks and so on and so forth. If it's possible, my friends and family, can you give me a sound check? Is my mic too loud? Is it okay? Can I get a quick sound check?
The sound check, baby, it's a sound check. I'm gonna check this sweet mic. Why don't you check yourself?
Everyone's talking about dating. I gave up on dating. You know what? I feel you, man. I feel you. It's rough out in these parts. What are you all good? Okay, you talking about TikTok mic. Yeah, my TikTok and my YouTube mic are different. I should have clarified that. This is my little TikTok mic right here. It's for a TikTok. Volume is a little low. Okay. What about now? Let me know about now. All right, let's continue to talk about that Wyoming conference. There was a new crypto advocacy group that debuted, and then the SEC chair spoke. So let's talk about Paul Atkins real quick, our SEC chairman. He said, even doubling down on what I was just chatting about, security, commodity, what is crypto really? He even said, SEC chair Paul Atkins, most of these aren't securities, but how can you even put them in a security box as well? I just don't think it fits anywhere. The SEC Chair Paul Atkins suggested only a small fraction of crypto tokens should be considered securities as part of their changing approach to what constitutes as a security under their purview. Speaking at the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium, Atkins discussed how the SEC's Project Crypto initiative to establish rules on digital assets could affect how the agency addresses companies moving forward, signaling the SEC would chart its own path and members of Congress consider bills to establish market structure. He said, "We cannot go about looking at tokens themselves as necessarily being a security. That from the SEC's perspective, we will plow forward and on this idea that just the token itself isn't necessarily the security, and probably not. There are very few in my mind tokens are securities, but it depends on what's the package around it and that how that's being sold." So that means applications themselves. So not necessarily the technology, not necessarily like the blockchain itself is a security or the native token that's on it. Let's say Bitcoin is a coin because it has its own native blockchain. Bitcoin isn't necessarily a security because it has its own blockchain, or the blockchain is a security because of its native token, but it's what's built on top of that technology that could be a security, which are literal digital securities that they can make. Money market funds or whatever is considered a security out there definitely could be applied. So that actually really makes sense. And he said he obviously represents a stark change from Gary Gensler, who said the vast majority of crypto assets were securities under the SEC standard of the Howey test, which we knew was not true anyway because he couldn't prove it once. Gary Gensler was all about saying things. Oh my gosh, Polygon is a security, Solana is a security, Ethereum is a security. Hey, Gary, how are any of these things a security? Can you just like listed 20 tokens in a lawsuit. Can you tell me how that was a security? How this company is bad, and can you help us? Like, how do we register with the SEC? Oh, this is what he said.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
Yeah. See, that was the answer. You're bad, but I'm not telling you how. I'm going to take your money and fine you, but I won't tell you why. Oh my gosh, Gary's such a troll. But the thing about Gary is like he actually loves crypto, but he was just a paid actor for a few years. I keep his emoji here simply because I'm sticking to what I originally said, which has almost proven out to be true already, that Gary's not done with crypto. He's going to start teaching at MIT again, which it was announced he's returning to MIT. And then you got to go ahead and talk about how he wanted to work for Binance as an advisor in 2019. You think he's not going to get himself into some cryptocurrency company or project? Of course he's going to be. And then he's going to do interviews. Yeah, I'm Gary and I'm working with this project because I know that this project actually works under the Howey test. And that crypto is not always a bad thing. It's not. That's how he would talk. Like with the hands and like this. That was Gary. I do think Gary's a true crypto bro, and I think he's a truly entertaining individual. Moving on. We're going to talk about the new crypto advocacy group that actually launched yesterday or debuted at the Wyoming conference. A group of crypto industry figures launched a nonprofit lobbying arm to engage policymakers and the public on digital asset issues. This nonprofit, headed by significant figures in the crypto and blockchain industry, had launched with the goal of educating policymakers and encouraging public advocacy. On Tuesday, the American Innovation Project, AIP, which is a 501c3 organization based in Washington, D.C., debuted planning to connect policymaker, industry leaders, and experts to build understanding of emerging tech, including AI and blockchain. Kristen Smith, who's the president of the Solana Policy Institute, will head the new organization's board of directors, which also consists of executives from Blockchain Association, Paradigm Digital Currency Group, and Coinbase. So this is just a conglomerate of every crypto advocate in the space in terms of, groups. It's all very important people. And Stand With Crypto came from Coinbase too. So I'm surprised that they didn't say or confirm that Stand With Crypto is part of this, because again, that branched out from Coinbase. And Stand With Crypto has done a lot of great things as well, so I got to give them credit. Regarding the funding, though, the nonprofit reported that the digital currency group contributed $1 million, and the Cedar Innovation Foundation, a dark money group with at least one figure associated with Fair Shake Political Action Committee, provided an unknown amount toward the seed funding. Other donors included Andreessen Horowitz, crypto exchange Kraken, Stand With Crypto, and Uniswap Labs. So Stand With Crypto is not necessarily leading this group, but they are donating. So that's some new things. American Innovation Project, AIP, is your new crypto advocacy group. And even JD Vance was saying at Bitcoin conference that you have to go ahead and make the moves. You have to keep going and keep pushing in DC so we could get things done. And I agree. Like, you know, we need to leave our basements and go out and do real things. So make sure you're smashing the like, subscribing, and sharing. How many people we got here? We got 80 likes. Oh boy. Please smash the like, subscribe, and share before we get into our next story.
Why don't you like and subscribe and share this video?
What I find the most interesting out of today's headlines is probably this one, that the Donnie T family, of course through another company, is looking to mine Dogecoin. Out of all things, they're like, Doge, that's the way. And then, of course, you know, with Dogecoin, you can merge mine it with Litecoin. So this could be a little bit of a, maybe just skewing on in there. Thumbs Up Media Corp, TZUP, which counts Donnie T Jr. as a large shareholder, said it will acquire Doge Hash Tech, an all-in stock deal, pivoting from digital marketing into industrial scale crypto mining. I love how they were like, yeah, we're going to market things, but nah, let's just go into crypto. That's hilarious. Under the agreement, Doge Hash shareholders will receive 30.7 million Thumbs Up shares, valuing the transaction at about $153.8 million based on the shares' closing price. The combined company will rebrand as Doge Hash Tech Holdings Inc. and list on NASDAQ under the ticker XDOG, pending shareholder approval later this year. This is wild. If you would have said, let's just step back a minute here. If you would have said 4 or 5 years ago in 2020, 2021, yeah, Dogecoin, you know that meme coin that's like 0.00 something cents right now? Yeah, in a few years, Donnie T is going to re-win the election, and then he's going to have his sons get with this marketing company and then rebrand the whole company to Doge Hash Technology Holdings Inc. and become essentially almost a Doge treasury company that mines Dogecoin. I would throw my hands up in the air and be like, what are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? This is just, if you've been here, you've been watching things grow over time, essentially from nothing. That just blows my mind. And then on top of the Doge mining company, you also have like Doge as a major part of the government. Oh yeah, Doge, you know, this meme coin in the future, it's actually going to be like somewhat part of the government and Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just me that thinks this is all just mind-blowing when you really zoom out on what we've watched over the past few years. Wow. If anyone's curious from the mining part, because I know we have a lot of lovely miners in this chat, they operate about 2,500 Scrypt ASIC miners across renewable power data centers in North America. Again, renewable energy. All the people that want to come at crypto, oh my gosh, it's killing the environment. Yeah. They plan to scale up further in 2026, and unlike firms that pad their balance sheets by simply buying coins, they're investing in their own infrastructure, giving direct exposure to Dogecoin and Litecoin block rewards at lower cost base. Oh, here's the kicker.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Doge is king. Rose emoji. Potato emoji.
Thank you, No. Appreciate you. Let's absorb what just happened here. Because not only is the Donnie T family essentially mining Dogecoin, what did I say before we read it? Oh, Litecoin, because you could merge mine it. Oh, the Donnie T family in this company, they're stacking Litecoin through their block rewards at a lower cost base, and their merge mining is basically what they're saying. I don't know why people aren't talking about this. Doge is so undervalued. Litecoin is undervalued. Bitcoin is undervalued. Ethereum is undervalued. The whole darn market is undervalued. I'm sorry. I am sorry, but it's so true. It is so true. The Donnie T family is essentially mining Litecoin and Doge. And you're sitting here like, oh my gosh, Litecoin. I can't believe it. Oh, who cares about Doge?
Bruh.
Have mercy on your souls, friends. Because I'm not saying this for price going up and price period. This is people from the presidential family securing networks. When you merge mine, you're securing not one but two networks. In this case, Doge and Litecoin. They have the Donnie T family, American Bitcoin, another mining company with Hut 8. They're securing the network. They are pushing people to go ahead and FOMO in probably to the mining sector and give further security to the network. More competition. That, I'm telling you. This is part of what I was referencing before that aren't priced in. The presidential family mining Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, it's not priced in. All these companies buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, all behind closed doors. We don't see that on the market. That's not priced in. All these big companies that are probably buying and now telling you that's not priced in. Retail FOMOing in when they realize, oh shoot, this is the way we're going to transact forever. It's not priced in. When DeFi goes mainstream, it's not priced in. People talk about, oh, DeFi's never going to make it. Would you tell that to eToro back in 2008, 2009 when Yoni was on the show describing how they essentially were the people that brought you stocks on an app or a website that you didn't have to go through a broker? And then what do we got now? E-Trade. All these apps on your phone that you could literally, Robinhood, you could go trade stocks like in a freaking clickable button. That's mainstream now. You think DeFi isn't going to be mainstream in the same way? We're just the nerds that started it all. Sorry, we're all nerds. And we're into DeFi.
Thank you.
Period.
Welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Gary. Hello, my friend. Thank you very freaking much. I'm sorry, guys. I just know what the future holds. I know what it holds. And that's FOMO, that's network expansion, utility. All of these things are going to come to light. And I just hope that you guys are doing your research now. You're packing your bags while you can, if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, if you're good, you're chill. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. Bottom line, we know what the future holds. And I'm so bullish on you. You, my love. So bullish. I should get a crystal ball, guys. We should get the magic 8 ball for the show. And when we do TA, we shake the magic 8 ball and we'll see what it tells us. We should do a series, guys, where we trade based off the magic 8 ball. That would be hilarious. Hello, TJ. Thank you for the hanging lights over there on TikTok. I love that. I love coffee in the morning. I'm ultimately pumped today. Ultimately pumped. Speaking of tokenization, we do have Scaramucci Skybridge that tokenized $300 million in hedge funds on Avalanche. So if you guys are little Avi friends, let's actually look into Dogecoin and Avalanche right now, since we were speaking about it. Firstly, Dogecoin. Dogecoin, critical level right here of 21 cents or 0.209, I would say is more like it. Critical levels here. We do not want to retest the 200-day SMA, even though if we do, we could test it, come back to 20 cents. If we fall below that 200-day SMA, we reject it. We're looking at 18 cents. Bullish, though, we really want to look at 23, 24 cents, more like 23 and a half. Like I said, we're at 21 cents right now. We're up 1% with the red dot holding down that momentum. VWAP is flat, so that's pretty like neutral to me, although we do want that confident move up. In addition, we do have the money flow that is a little bit flat today. And then the RSI, looking at the RSI over here, we are a little bit bearish, but I feel like Doge is really just trying to hang on and hang out. And then there's going to be a new layer to Doge called Doge OS, where we're going to see a lot of games be built, DeFi products. So there's a lot coming to Doge. I think a lot of people aren't even noticing that. Avalanche, too. Avalanche gets a lot of attention nowadays. Hold on, where's my Avalanche chart? Okay, beautiful. So Avalanche is at $22. Of course, like one of our biggest fiddles over here with Avalanche is $22. That's really where we need to target. Like $22.90 more specifically. We're at $22.74. We're up 1.65%, hovering just above the 200-day. If we, reject that, we're going to look at $19. We have a red dot printed, bringing us bearish with that momentum. VWAP is bearish as well, pushing farther down, surprisingly. The RSI might be peaking up a little bit today, again, explaining why we're up that 1.7%, but we are still technically a little bit bearish. We want to hold support at $22.93. Let's look at our coins to watch, guys. We're going to get into the rest of our market updates. Meme Core leading the gainers, up 22%. OKB up 9.5%. We do have Conflux up 7%. Pump.Fun up 5.8%. Chainlink up 3.8%. We're seeing here as I'm chatting with you that the market is picking up, which is always a good thing. Monero is down 6%. Cardano down 7%. Say down 5%. We have Pengu down about 5%. And Polygon, or Matic, whatever you would like to call it, is down about 4%. Looking at Litecoin, trying to hold this 113, 114. I really do hope that we could hold this 114. Bearish level to watch is 106. Bullish, of course, is 140, which again is a little bit of a hike away. But really not bad for Litecoin. If Litecoin likes to move, it'll move. We have a red dot printed, pulling down that momentum. VWAP is a little bit, bearish, but making a nice little move to the upside. Right now, hitting that 114. RSI taking a little bit of a hit, but let's test that neutral again. Let's see what happens. Over here, Ethereum is struggling with 4,200. Our level that we want to hold is 4,220 just about. And again, that is our golden zone. If we hold that 4,200, we could easily, in my opinion, try and go test those all-time highs, which is around like 48.76. Your bearish level to watch is 39.50. We have a red dot printed, pulling down that momentum. It's not bearish yet. VWAP looks like it wants to make a move to the upside. Money flow is quite high. It's the highest it's been now since even higher than that. April 2024, go off Ethereum. But we got a lot of money movement going on there. A lot of movement. I'm very bullish. I'm very, very bullish. Let's continue to get after it today, guys. I appreciate every single one of you. Oh, boy. We got Geo that's alive right now. If you guys want to go into his chat, troll him a little bit, go for it. We are going to go into our Discord after show. If you guys have not yet, please go ahead and join the Discord and get into our after show. If you are not a member, though, you cannot join technically until Monday. Mondays are for everyone. Wednesdays and Fridays are for YouTube members. So if you have not yet, please go ahead and become a member of the channel, get the cool emojis, and get access to our after show and support the channel, keep our lights on. And we're going to continue to get after it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Guys, we are midweek. I am extremely bullish on you. I'm extremely bullish on the revolution of Bitcoin crypto being your own bank. I understand that people are a little bit down. They're a little bit sad right now. But there's no reason to be sad when we get after it together every single day. So I hope we could get 15 more likes. But it's okay. We're just going to keep calm and hodl on. Again, yes, when in doubt, zoom out, Doge Bull. I agree. So, no, this is for you.
A potato flew around my room before you came. Excuse.
Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. Smash a like, subscribe, share it out with friends. Head over into Discord right now, and I will hang with you there. Also, if you guys want to go watch a Geo, I guess like that's your own free will, and you could choose to do that, and then just tell him hi for me. Okay, bye guys. Have a beautiful day. Happy Wednesday, and I will see you in Discord right now, and later when I post videos, and then tomorrow yet again. Okay, bye. Mwah!